What is going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of 407 Rangers. It is your host, Raymond Tapia. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and a comment. Turn on your notifications when I'm about to go live, upload highlights, or do a community post, things like that. Well, guys, as predicted, the New York Rangers have officially been eliminated from the playoff contention. Who is surprised? Not this guy, and neither anybody else should. If you've been watching this season and this team, you should have known right off the bat with the way the season even started. I mean, me personally, that's what gave it away for me. The start of the season is what made me say, yeah, this is going nowhere fast. And it wasn't even particularly the road, no, because they were fine on the road. They were doing just fine on the road. But what gave it away for me was how they started off the home losses. They already had four shutout losses within like 2 or 3 weeks of the season starting. So once I saw that, that's when I was like, you know what? The way that this start is so slow that this might not even be able to save them. Like that's what particularly gave it away for me. The fact that they really sat there and tried to fucking tell us like they still have hope. It's a damn shame that the media really tried to feed everybody false hope from the beginning when they kept seeing all those shutout losses. That alone should have told them right off the back it's gonna be a long night or a long season for the New York Rangers, particularly. And like I said, guys, nobody should be surprised. What I'm happy about is the fact that, like I said, the younger guys are doing better. Adam Sakura wasn't looking too bad on the forecheck today. Alexa Lafreniere officially gained his 50 points. So Lafreniere slander will not be tolerated anymore. I mean, guys, you guys see the jersey. I have his jersey. So I've always been a believer, even when I sat there and said, man, the game has left Lafreniere. But if you guys are on the chat, feel free to hop on the chat. Let me know how you guys feel about what's to come for the next upcoming season. Do you like the direction it's going? Do you feel like JT Miller needs to do a whole entire reset of himself like Mika Zibanejad did last season? Because that's the only way we're going to forgive JT Miller. Because this crap he gave us this season is unacceptable. Unacceptable. Like, even if you won the gold medal, cool. You got that. But as soon as you got your gold medal, you came right back here and brought back the misery. Like, why does misery love company when it comes to JT Miller? Even though he gained an assist, as I told y'all, these are the most meaningless points because he tried to do a breakaway and then fanned on it. Literally fanned on the breakaway. So it's like, if JT Miller is hurt, why are you still playing? Like, if you want to be a good captain, why don't you shut yourself down for the season and then let everybody else get their opportunity? As far Noah Laba's already coming back too, because last I checked, he's been at practice. He's been wearing a red shirt, non-contact jersey, so that's a good sign that he's starting to like actually move and skate around and things like that. So his return is gonna probably be like real soon. Hopefully he's back by Friday's game against the Blackhawks. Now as far as Igor Shesterkin, yeah, the Igor Shesterkin had a shitty ass game tonight. Shitty. That's another guy that needs like a whole mental reset. Either that or he needs to like go do some off-season training and start working on his either his flexibility or his like reaction time a little more. Because I've seen Igor Shesterkin play in person. He does have a quick reaction time. So when he has his good games, you start to see why like people put him in the category as like, oh, why he's one of the greatest goalies, blah blah blah. But there's also the nights where like you see it and you're just like, why are you getting all this money if you can't even show it? That's like the only pet peeve I have with Igor Shesterkin. It's the simple fact that there's nights where he looks incredible, and then there's nights where he's just like completely invisible. And to me, that's that. If the Rangers want to even have any sort of hope of a playoff bounce back with Igor Shesterkin behind the net, you're better off trying to make sure he gets himself into a whole reset because he's gonna need it. And Will Borgen got injured as well tonight too because I believe he took a shot at the puck. So now there's no telling it if Will Borgen's how long he's gonna be out for, but we don't even know what kind of pairing they're gonna do. I'm sure Lorio is gonna probably be on the defensive pairing a little more now. I don't even know if Vakanainen's like been back on the lineup, but yeah, tonight's game, I still for my life. Let me show you what they said this morning that had me just laughing on Twitter. This was like one of the most laughable things I've seen in a while. They really had the nerve to put this in the air. All right, so I'm on Twitter right now, and NHL News literally put the New York Rangers will be eliminated from Stanley Cup playoff contention tonight with a loss versus Toronto in any fashion. So, like they're basically telling us that they weren't gonna make the playoffs after tonight. Which, like, like I said, who's surprised? I still can't believe that they really sat there and tried to tell us that if they had won tonight's game, they would have still been in the hunt. No, no. Even if they had won tonight's game, they still would have fallen short. It just would have been a lot more of a heartbreaking, freaking disappointing end of the season for the fans. So I'm just glad that that this is already happening sooner than later because last year they gave us the same kind of false hope where they were looking good, they were starting to creep into the wild card, and then boom, they fall short like 3, 4 points from the wild card spot, and then just like that, disappointing season. And here we are once again, another disappointing season. The only thing I would say about this season is the younger guys showed up. Mika Zibanejad definitely bounced back, had a great year. Lafreniere definitely is he's on the verge of probably having a career high. If it's all said and done, he could probably finish with 65 or 70 points, which will actually be a career high for Alexis Lafreniere. I will probably be realistic and say he'll finish with 65, which will still be the career high for him. But as of right now, like anybody who's complaining about Alexa Lafreniere, you either don't you either hate life or you just don't like seeing players on your favorite team produce like they're supposed to. Like it's one or the other. You got to pick your battles, man, because right now I don't have a reason to have any slander on Alexa Lafreniere. Like there's no reason. There's no point of it or any of that. Like this guy actually turned it around. This man has scored 21 fucking points in the past 17 games. How can you be mad at that? How can you argue about that? Like, what are you gonna say? Oh, it was the teams he was playing. He was playing shitty teams. So, which one is it? Did you not want him to produce, or do you want him to produce? That's why I said you gotta pick your poison, man. You can't just sit here and complain because you're a Rangers fan. You see how bad it's getting, and you just want to say everything sucks, even when Lafreniere and other guys are producing. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, I get it. I be sounding like that sometimes too when I'm on my rants and shit like that. But at the same time, guys, like, I also like to see a little bit of hope, not false hope. So the younger guys, as I said, the Laba, the Cartiers, and freaking guys like that, they're actually the ones that actually gave me a lot more hope for this team. And Sakura, as I said, he didn't do too bad on the debut as well. He was pretty good on the forechecking. So I know at some point he's gonna get his rhythm going. By Friday's game, if he plays again, he can most likely gain an assist or quite possibly shock us and give us a goal. Which that's exactly what we need because I've been watching Adam Sakura in Hartford and he was by far for the past 4 seasons with him playing there was one of their best scorers with the Hartford Wolfpack. So this was definitely like he definitely needs to get this learning process going. He's already been in the AHL, like I said, for 4 seasons. He was the Wolfpack's best scorer. So it's like, what more do you need to see that Sakura might be ready for the NHL? So the fact that he had good shifts tonight as well, that's why I said I'm not even like I don't care about them being eliminated from the playoffs. That already you guys if you guys know me and the loyal fan base is here, like you guys know like how long have I been saying like this team ain't going to make the playoffs? Like I'm not supposed to be shocked or react different. No, I already knew this. Right now, like I said, I'm on prospect scouting watch, and I'm just seeing what the younger guys are doing, and what's gonna happen the next upcoming season, and then we go from there. Cause now I believe there's like 10 games left. There's not too many games left in this upcoming season. I know the Rangers' final home game is on April 8th, which I believe is next Wednesday. Oh no, yeah, no, 2 Wednesdays from now. That's the final home game for the Rangers, and then from there they finish off the rest of the season on the road. Now I'm not gonna lie, I am like I'm debating still if I'm gonna even go to the April 15th game because they do play at Tampa once again on the road, but I just don't know if they're gonna give me that same like style of play like they did last time. They beat them by 5 goals, I believe, but I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to see that again. Not with the way it's like looking now. Like if the younger guys are starting to heat up and things like that, and they're still healthy and Laba's not injured, then they'll probably go just for that. Because I did see Noah Laba play it, and when I went to the Tampa game too, and he did really good that game. And surprisingly, when I was there, Will Borgen had like rocketed a fucking goal into the net. That was so crazy when he ripped that shit. I was like, Will fucking Borgen? Are you kidding me? But yeah, that's all I'm hoping for right now is like more production from these younger guys. And as of right now, like since we are now the bottom like 3 of the team, we have officially secured our freaking top 5 pick. So like you kind of want the Rangers to keep losing because the more they lose, the more we have a chance of drafting a guy like Chase Reed or Gavin McKenna. That's what you want now from the New York Rangers. You want them to be in a position where they can draft somebody and we get the first pick from the lottery. And if it's Gavin McKenna, we put him straight to work, like get him straight to business and get him right into the Ranger system because that's what I'm hoping for. That's all I'm hoping for right now. Younger guys to step it up, show more promising potential. JT Miller, I listen. If he wants any forgiveness points or cool points from me or the fan base this offseason, my guy, you better be trying to be on rehabilitation mode, recover the fuck out of your body, and then you better do what Lafreniere did. Start doing your morning skates and start having morning like drills and shit like that. Because that's why Lafreniere did what he did tonight. Because he's earlier today he was at practice very early and he was the first guy there, and most likely the last guy to leave. So that's the kind of work you need to put in when you're in the NHL if you feel like you're regressing and you're not doing what you're supposed to do. And I gotta give Lafreniere credit that he understood that he's a top pick and his job is to make people feel like they can be hope in this franchise with him. And right now, like I said, you can't be mad at what he's doing. How can you? How can you be mad? But like I told y'all, it's no with them not having Austin Matthews, there's other players on the rise that coming from the Marlies and getting called up and things like that, they want their shot and opportunity as well. With Austin Matthews, there's no telling how long he's going to even stay in Toronto. Realistically, I mean, I really do feel like after he won the gold medal and then Brady Kachuk, like the Canada just treated them like absolute dirt. All because they were being patriotic. And it's like, bro, they're not even. What do you want them to do? But, anyways, it's not about the politics. It's just, like I said, that's what's going to force Brady Kachuk and Austin Matthews. I said that way after the Olympics, and I'll say it again. They're checked out. Or at least Matthews. I know Austin Matthews especially after the fact that Gudis need him, got him out for the season, and nobody stood up for him. That's your team captain, and nobody stood up for him. not even go for a tilt or a scrum. So I feel like that as well was like adding lightning to the fire because there's you cannot tell me that when Austin Matthews saw that he does not think for 2 seconds that he doesn't have teammates that are willing to step up for him. It'd be crazy. I mean, yes, cool. You got the Maple Leafs win tonight. More power to you guys, but they better pray that they're gonna get the first round pick this year because, like I told y'all, the Brandon Carlo trade is what screwed them over. And I'm sure no Maple Leafs fan expected them to be this bad. But I'm sure a couple of people did. Some that were like actual that actually watch this team a lot on a daily basis. I'm sure they already predicted like they might not do anything this year. So I'm sure they're saying to themselves, "Wow, look at that! We already knew where this was going." So we'll talk about the game. Holy shit, Yankees just shut it out the Giants. See, man, that's why I'm so glad baseball is back. Yankees baseball got me feeling like I don't even have to worry about this team anymore. But we'll go ahead and talk about the game. I mean, the one thing I will give the Rangers tonight, at least they started shooting the puck way more. It was just, like I said, a too little, too late of an effort like they always freaking do. And if they had just, not allowed all those goals from the first and second period, maybe, just maybe they would have had a chance to actually stay in the mix. Now, this is how mind blowing it is. Rangers outshot the Maple Leafs 43-18. So I think after that Ottawa loss, that definitely woke them the hell up, at least shooting wise. But physically, they're pretty much evened out at 25 with the hits. They won more faceoffs as well. They won 5 more than the Maple Leafs did with 25. Now they did score. The power play was actually decent for once. They scored 2 power play goals, 2 of them. So I will give them props for that as well. They at least gave you guys 2 power play goals. They had 4 opportunities. But I feel like if they had gotten one more power play goal, that would have probably kept them in the mix. But for all we know, it would have just made them gain 1 point. Let's just be real. And like I told you, it's not that the Noah not having Noah Laba is what's costing this team to lose because Noah Laba's forecheck and net front presence and his puck passing is definitely like been missing. That's the main reason why you see this team like fall short. And Noah Laba used to provide that. That's why you guys see me, man. I've been preaching heavy for Noah Laba since the preseason, and I'm glad it's worked out. But for your block shots, the Rangers had 12, the Maple Leafs had 17. For your takeaways, the Rangers had 3, and the Maple Leafs had 5. For your giveaways, the Rangers had 15, Maple Leafs had 13. So as y'all know, we'll go ahead and start our game off. As y'all know, the Maple Leafs did start off hot with the goal in the first period. Jake McCabe had the goal, and the Maple Leafs were already up 1. Matias Michelli and Dakota Joshua had the assist on that play. And then right after that, Jason Robertson's brother, Nicholas Robertson, hits the goal. And they're up 2 goals. That's when I was like, well, it's going to be that type of game. Very ethical. Max Domi had the assist on that play as well. And then, from there in the third period, man, I really thought this was going to be a shutout, but somehow they fought back. Dakota Joshua, right after the assist, scores a goal himself. And Joseph Woll and Matias Michelli had the assist in that play as well. And just like that, Leafs were on an absolute tear, just up 3-0. But thankfully, they drew a penalty, and the Rangers had a power play opportunity. And Alexis Lafreniere actually got the tip in from the JT Miller pass, and Adam Fox had the assist as well. And from there, the Rangers were only down 2 goals in the second period. And then right after that, at 18:01, they had another penalty drawn, and Mika Zibanejad then brings it back, which we're gonna talk more about him because he was absolutely cooking tonight too. He had hit a power play goal. Alexis Lafreniere had the assist, and Adam Fox as well. And just like that, they did bring themselves back in it. They were only down 1. But then John Tavares had hit pretty much a whole goal by himself on the breakaway. And they brought themselves right back up to freaking 2 goals. But Mika Zibanejad did try to fight back in the third. He did score another goal. Gabe Perrault had the assist as well, and Alexa Lafreniere. And this is exactly why I said the Lafreniere, Perrault, and Mika line must not be separated by all means. Nope, at all costs. Nope. Don't you dare separate those guys. They've been doing absolutely good since Mike Sullivan has put them together. Now, the one guy I would love to see gone too is Connor Mackey and Connor Sheary, man. Ironically, both Connors. Those are the only two guys they're not doing enough for this team, man. Like Connor Sheary scored a goal, cool, but it's like, man, you barely do that. You barely do that. So of course, the Rangers do play the Blackhawks on Friday, which will be another battle of the original six. They're at home. We're not surprised one bit. I mean, they do have this one player, I believe, I forgot, it's like Frank Navarro, something like that. And Tyler Bertuzzi is going to probably be in the ice as well, and Connor Bedard. Like, all those guys are going to most likely. Would not surprise me if Connor Bedard gets a hat trick or he gets like 2 or 3 points out of this team. And Tyler Bertuzzi as well. Tyler Bertuzzi, he's pretty good of a player as well. And I feel like he's going to probably be having a field day with the New York Rangers. But we'll see what happens. I mean, now that the playoff hunt is out, like I said, guys, I am just watching what these younger guys can do. Hopefully, Dylan Garand is behind the net for Friday's game because I just don't know if you could put Igor back there. I truly don't know. I don't know what's going on with Igor. This guy has to be either checked out or he just needs to work on like having a more better, flexible freaking body or something. Like something's got to give, man, because Igor has just been on a little slump. I mean, the Jason Mask was like the mirage, and then I don't know what's going on. I feel like the Jason Mask is giving him a curse, something. Who knows? But I'm gonna have the highlights on the way as well, guys. I'm very sorry that it took a long time to like upload the previous highlights. Like I said, I be getting like sidetracked sometimes outside the channel, but thankfully, like time's back on track. And as you guys see, I give you guys the live right after the game, so that's also a good sign as well. But I will keep you guys up to date for the Blackhawks game that will be playing on Friday. And as always, y'all leave a like and subscribe. Hit that turn on notifications when I'm gonna be going like live things like that. I mean, hop on the chat. Let me know what you guys thought about the game. If you would you hate to see, what do you like want to see different from next season? Just let me know in the comments. And as always, y'all, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you guys on Friday.